little dirty. It's gooder?
I don't know if it's good or.
All right. I don't know if anybody's here. But let me pull up the comments in case anybody's commenting. That way you can read them. I'll be able to pull it up. I'll be able to it'll be a little bit different, so we'll be able to watch it. Why are you always looking, Dan? Why are you lurking?
I was reading.
Oh. I'll give you the chat if you want to read what they're saying. 4 people are watching, so you can. How about them Lions? That's what Pride Time B starts it off with. How about them Lions, Pride Time B? I think B was optimistic like me for a while.
For a while?
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm just saying he was. He was
good.
It was cool. And then I don't blame him. We got trash. So, yo, my man, what's up, Packers? Oh, my gosh, we got Packers in here. You had to wait till we lost to come in here. I see you. Oh, snap. Hold up. Packers, what's your name? Packers 1? Packers 12-80. I like that. It's kind of funny. He's been here for a while. Okay, hold up. 1 second, my guy. Let me put the thumbnail on. I don't know which one the thumbnail is. It's not Lions update. Oh. Hold up 1 second. You trying to ruin our playoffs? Oh my. No, they were.
That's it right there, right?
No, it should be like a whole thumbnail. I'm not sure where I put it. But 1 second, guys. We'll get the thing started. It should be like a whole.
It's gotta be the top or the bottom one, right?
They kind of just throws them in there randomly.
Oh,
it's kind of. Yeah.
Maybe you put titles on them.
I don't know if I can. Can I do that?
I would think so.
That one said half. Oh, there it is. Post game. All right. Fire Patricia. Oh, we're gonna be talking about that. Well, he will. He'll talk about that. Who's that? I like pie. Okay. I like your name.
Like pot pie.
All right. I think we're good to go.
All right.
So.
How do you normally do this?
I just say what's up, and I tell them what happened. I tell them what just went down. In case quick little recap what went down in case anybody missed it, like what the score was, what happened in the game we lost, what our record is. I tell them what just went down. In case quick little recap what went down. Okay, let's. You want to give them the recap or me?
No, you go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I promise Lions will have. Show me once again before I make myself fool again. Oh, man. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay, let's get it. Lions lost today. They lost. Oh, snap. Okay, so now I moved it too far. One more. All right, Lions lost today. What was the score? 23-20. Yep. They ended the season 13-1.
Go the other way around.
They ended the season 3-12-1. Huge losing streak to end the season.
Yeah.
We haven't won like 9 weeks, I think. 9 straight losses or something. Yeah. It's been awful, okay? We're going to be talking about the end of the season, how we feel, some takeaways. We usually do the post game, but we're going to do it with T today because he's sitting here. So he's going to give his thoughts. He's more negative, so if you guys expect to see positive stuff, that's not me. It's him. He's not going to give you the positivity. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can just fix this. All right. Now we don't have the chat. That's cool. Okay, I'm going to throw the chat up. You can give your thoughts right now if you want or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, so you just normally just talk on this thing?
Do you know how I feel?
Yeah. I guess from my side of it, I cannot believe we're not going to fire anybody at the end of the season. And I don't mean the defensive coordinator taking it as a patsy and just throwing him out of there. But when you hire someone who's a defensive guru and the last 2 years you've got worse, someone needs to be fired, right? Because I think anybody could coach a team to that record, right? Because they're going to use the argument, oh, if Stafford, we would have won 8-8. That's true of every coach that they've had, right? Obviously, Quinn doesn't know how to draft. Patricia his defensive scheme is horrible. I mean, I still can't figure out how your mindset can be, I'm going to rush 3 on every down, and once in a while blitz someone. Even when you blitz, you don't outnumber the offensive line. That's the point of a blitz. If they're blocking with 5, 6 is a blitz, right? Bringing 4 is still not a blitz, right? Because they still, imagine that, have a blocker for that. I don't understand how you can be such a genius and can't do simple math, how many people block versus how many people you bring. And it's pathetic. I can't believe we know a year out that they're not changing anything, right? And my frustration is try something. I'd rather you fire everybody and at least give me the offseason to think, you know what, at least we're trying something. We're going to do something a little different. Maybe we'll be 3-12 again, but at least this time I've put some different people back there. Quinn, number one, they knew all they were talking about. Oh, we're building the foundation here. We're going to have some depth. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was not Agnew playing wide receiver today? That's not planning your foundation, right? That means you wasted all your time at the trade deficit and got no wide receivers. You have no backup quarterback, right? This is a joke. I don't understand how you can reward that behavior, right? You took a tight end. I don't even think you can play today. Let me guess, he's hurt, right? I mean, this is the fundamental reason why regimes get fired. I don't know what they tell Martha Stewart or Stewart, what's her last Ford. Let's do something. She'd probably be a better owner, Stewart, probably. But I mean, this is crazy. I cannot believe, as a fan base, people are going to continue to buy season tickets when they've told you the year before, we're not going to do anything different. We just want you guys to hope we're a little better next year. I don't get it. When you have a home game and I can hear through the TV people chanting for the Packers, I don't even care if it's sarcastically. If that was my backyard, I'd be furious, right? And they're not doing anything about it. They're just going to bring the same staff in. They're telling you they're going to do it. And we believe that there's a draft pick up that's going to make a difference. We had that draft. It's our quarterback, and you're wasting that person. Fire everybody. Start over. I don't care. Do something. To tell me that you went from playoff team 3 years ago, I think, to 3 wins this year, and you're keeping the staff, I don't understand. I truly don't understand. And it makes it hard for me is, how do you justify going to these games when you already know they're doing nothing different next year? I don't get it. It's beyond, I just don't get it. You can be positive now.
No, I was listening. I was kind of zoned out. I was going to read through a few comments right here. Okay, so we actually got a couple of Packers people in here, but they're always in here. So he says, I feel bad for them. Okay, he says, I can't figure out what you guys are missing. Seems like every year at some point you guys really are solid and then it falls apart. Pretty much.
Organization.
Pretty much.
Right.
Let's see. Okay. He says, I wish my future kids had something better to root for. Okay. Rodgers was bad. Rodgers was kind of off today. He was pretty bad today. And we still lost. It's going to be a turnover.
But what's even more frustrating?
Defensive staff from what did you say?
What I got to watch is Rodgers. He didn't take the game seriously.
No,
I mean, he's just kind of flicking it. He's like, dude, it's a bye. We were playing the Lions, right? And that's sad. You can tell by his demeanor. Oh yeah, I missed one. Back foot throw, because he knew it wasn't going to be competitive. Yeah, okay, we were up. But really, did anybody think we were going to stay up in this game? No.
Yeah,
right? I mean, come on. We've got to do something different. Right? When you have to throw a trick play to score a touchdown, you're in trouble. We joke about that all the time.
Yeah.
You're doing trick plays to score, you got problems.
Yeah, it means you can't score normally.
Like, come on.
Okay, so do you think it's more coaching than players?
No, I think it starts at Quinn down.
Okay.
Since they've been here, who have we got rid of? Tate. Oh, he scored points. Let's get rid of him. Right? Next thing, let's get rid of our safety. We're goers at defense, but let's get rid of our captain. They have not brought anybody in for the people that they've just let go. They brought in Flowers, really?
Flowers nice, but he's not
I
the
like
same
Flowers,
position.
but I don't understand. They've got rid of more people in their 2 years than they brought in. And the people they got rid of, they got nothing for them. Isn't that the general manager's job? If you give up a Tate, my God, you better get somebody. Did we get anybody? No. You give up your starting safety. Did you get anybody? No. Trade deadline comes up. You do anything? No. What's our model? Oh, we're trying to build a foundation. With who? You can't keep giving people away and say you're building a foundation. Foundation was year 1, right? Year 2, you've done nothing. Now 3 is going to be the foundation? Why would I believe that? I'm telling you, off season, Slay is going to be gone. They're going to let him go, right? Because it doesn't fit our scheme. You know what doesn't fit your scheme? Your defense doesn't fit your scheme, right? You rush 3 people.
Now, you talk about this. I'll remind you because you told me this, and I've already talked about this before, but when you said to me that maybe, the whole scheme thing isn't working because you got to think the best year defensively under him is first year. It wasn't his guys.
Right.
And we finished top 10. So maybe, is it Patricia and he doesn't know what he's trying to bring in? Or is it Quinn? Or is it just they need more time?
I think Quinn needs to go.
I think Quinn's a problem. I don't think a lot of people talk about Quinn, but he's been here for like 4 years now.
But I don't know what he's brought.
Right.
The only hit he's had is Galladay.
Yeah, he's with you, Pride Time. He's all about the O-line. You want to get some O-line.
Oh, my God. Because our defense
you
is
said
trash.
it should go O-line, D-line. That's what you said.
If your best player is your quarterback, which he's proven every year, even this year, then you protect him at all costs.
Yeah.
Right? You don't go out and get defensive linemen.
You can, but you
Stafford's
also
going to get you 35 points if he's healthy. He's not going to be healthy if he's on his back and having back stuff done. Right? And I don't care what that was from last year. Again, same regime built that offensive line, right? I don't understand.
Bob Quinn, when he came in, it was supposed to make this O-line was supposed to be Trench is out. Our trenches haven't been good under Bob Quinn.
Why do you think Brady played this long?
Oh.
It ain't because he can scramble. They make sure their number one goal is no one gets to the quarterback. Does he get sacked? I'm sure he does. But he's 40-some years old and played more games than Stafford this year because they do the offensive. They know where their bread and butter is, right? They know that, hey, we keep our defense is least conscious and Stafford's in there, we're getting 8 games, right?
Yeah.
That's not our fault. We are totally.
You might say Brady.
Brady, yeah. We are totally. I don't know what we're doing.
Okay, so some people said they like you on here. They want you more. I try to get him on here. He won't come on here. He never does.
He's like, too angry.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm trying to be angry because I know TJ. I don't want to be angry for TJ. I shouldn't have called you TJ. You're Dion. That's why.
New England puts exactly. That's what he's talking about, Jay. He's saying New England puts emphasis when you're saying he puts emphasis on giving Brady tight pass ball. That's exactly what he's saying. Having an O-line that protects him. That's the same thing. Do you see Amani's interception? Yes, I'm hyped for Amani. Okay, Amani.
I think that's great.
I'm hyped for Amani. O-line is imp. Is imp.
It's inadequate. I'll give it that.
What does imp mean?
Imp? I don't know.
I don't know what it means. That's slang. That's some slang. I don't know slang. Okay. We always have a solid line, even starting a rookie. You guys do have a good line. You focused on the line too. I didn't even think your offensive season was that great. You guys got Elton Jenkins. Okay, you got that old lineman, right? Elton Jenkins. You guys have Bakhtiari, who's obviously one of the best tackles in the league. You guys have a good offensive line. Cowboys have a good offensive line. GB says I'm always angry. You can come to my channel. That's true. He is. Yeah. There's someone you might want to watch him a little bit. Imagine the Redskins win. Yeah, it could happen. I hope so, but I don't think it will. Well, shoot. I mean, I guess that's all we got. Huh?
I mean, it's just like to say. I mean, a good offensive line makes mediocre quarterbacks look good, right? And I guess my biggest frustration is our defensive scheme doesn't work. So if the guy you've hired is not going to make a change, then you have to change the guys. I don't understand what we're doing. I just don't. Right? The dropping 8, leaving 3 rush, it's frustrating. But again, I mean, I don't think you're one draft pick away from fixing that. I don't think you are. Even if you have Chase.
Okay, but you talk about the defense a lot, but you keep saying draft offensive lineman.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you're one player away on defense.
Away.
I think your scheme doesn't work.
Okay.
Right? The scheme doesn't work. So I don't think it matters what you do on defense. You bring in 3 more people, it's not going to matter. Because even Christian believes that, or he wouldn't have got rid of his safety. Right? Now, and all the pass rushers we had before.
I'm going to react to these real quick, okay?
Go ahead.
Some good ones. Guy says, thank you for 2018. Shout out to you, Mike. I don't know if you're the one on Instagram or not, though. But, okay. He says, my head coach, so offensive coach. Okay. And then this dude says, okay. So, Jay, I'm with you because I'm more optimistic than he is. That, the games were exciting. But the side that I will go with him on about the negativity, though, is that we were in those games, other than the Chargers games, because of the offense. Like Chiefs games, for example, we scored 30 points. It was like our defense was shutting down. Now, we did have a couple, but look at those games.
Stops.
Defensively, our stops came from forcing turnovers. We punched a couple balls. We had a couple forced fumbles. We had one on a kickoff. We had one on a pass. That's what they were. But we were still allowing them to go down the field, So that game was all offense. You look at any of the other games. What other games are you talking about? You said Kansas City. Okay, Kansas City Chargers going to. You said the Chargers one is the only one I'll go with you on. But now you can see the Chargers aren't even a good team. So we hyped that one up like it was good, in which we should have because they were a playoff team. We see now they're a team just like us. So, yeah, we won by 3. And, if we could have looked in the future and saw how bad Chargers were, we'd have realized we maybe aren't that good because we tied the Cardinals. Then we beat the Chargers, who we thought was a big win. Turns out they're not a good team. The Eagles is really our only good win. But then again, offense, we scored 27.
Right.
And one of the scores were on special teams, but that's still not part of the defense. Not pretty sure Patricia's a problem. No, okay, you're the Packers fan. I don't know. I don't even know what the problem is. I just want to win, dude. I have no idea what the problem is. It's hard because it's like, dude, we have coaches every year. I don't know. Because it's almost like you want to see him do something different by getting a new coach, but then again, it's almost like you're seeing something different by them not getting a new coach. You know what I mean? I don't know. So some people want to try to say, okay, well, we just keep firing coaches every 2 years. But one thing is we don't do that. We haven't fired coaches in 2 years in a long time.
How long did Caldwell get?
Caldwell had 4 years. I think Schwartz had 4 years.
How many years did they make the playoffs, House for?
He made it 2 years out of the play. He made 2 years. He 9-7 once and 11-5 once. One was 9-7. I think no, he might have had only 3 years. He may have only had 3 years. I'm an angry fan too, Dad. All good. So who do you like to see us draft though? Okay, so I'll answer that. You can answer that. Now you don't have to answer by player because I know you don't.
I don't know. I don't follow that.
But you can answer by you could answer by position of need, which you kind of already have, but I'll let you do because they weren't all.
I mean, if it were me, I'd go offense. I'd go lineman. I go offensive lineman. Exactly, because if I'm keeping this guru on defense, he's going to take anybody and build me a defense.
Right.
I need someone who's going to keep Stafford from being on his back during the regular season.
So I see what you're going to. You're almost like protect what works. You know, offense works, so take care of it.
I can score. If my guy stands up, we score.
That makes sense. That's a way to think about it. Like when he's healthy,
we score.
You know we can win games by just him alone.
Yeah.
Then you just have to fix the defense. But if he gets hurt anyways, it doesn't even matter. The season's over.
Right. It's just like it was this year. It's completely washed once he's gone. Right. You have to build your team around Stafford.
I said the Angry Dad channel. We have we're gonna make it all season. I think all season's gonna be crazy. I've talked about that. It's gonna be super fun because they're gonna do a lot of things. Will it work? I don't know. It's gonna be fun though. The problem bigger than changing coach. I think it's GM, and that's what he's kind of going towards, which I think it makes sense. But I think once you change the GM, you're changing the coach. You can't. I don't think you can move on from Bob Quinn, who said his guy is Patricia, and keep Patricia, because then it's like, hold up, you just brought in. You know what I mean? Like you fired the dude that brought you in, but you're gonna keep the guy that he brought in. Like that doesn't. You can't do that. I think once you get rid of one, and I think that's a little bit why they're giving him another year, because they know once one is gone, they have to destroy it all. They're going to have to find a new coach, a new GM, they're most likely, I can't remember what his name is or what he does.
Who's that?
Rod Wood.
He's the president.
I think they'll have to find a new one. I think they'll go get a new one there. They'll have to get a new defensive coordinator. Once one goes, they're all going to go because they're all they all brought each other in. And they're all connected from the Patriots, pretty much. Except for Rod Wood. I don't think he's with the Patriots.
No, he was there before.
Not in the first round. Second pick. Okay. Is it to take care of run? Okay, shout out to you, Packer. Packer 12-80. In the first round, offense second and third. See, I'm not even like I don't even know if we need like another big name running back after seeing again, it's like, okay, your running back automatically get hit, but if he's not getting hit in the backfield as often, maybe he doesn't have all these problems. Now, he's already been dealing with them, but I feel like running backs are those kind of guys that you can get like a stud, but you can also find serviceable ones throughout the draft, throughout free agency, everywhere you go. They're not like, it's not a position where you have to go first round, like quarterback, you know? What's up, John? I see you back. Did you watch Ohio State play Clemson yesterday? Okuda looked good. Resigned Slay giving. Now, see, here's the thing right there, Jay. Okay, I think a lot of people get this confused. We don't even have to re-sign Slay. Slay's got another year. We don't even have to touch him. So my thing is, I know a lot of people don't like Slay right now. I'd keep him around. Why would you? Here's the thing. He's talking about you've let go of more players than you brought in. You let go of Diggs. You let go of Tate. Okay, because you didn't want to pay them the next year. That's why you did that. Except for Diggs. You already had him on a deal. I don't know what they were doing there.
Yeah, they gave him a bonus, I think.
Now, what was it talking about? Slay? We don't even have to pay him. So why wouldn't you just keep him around? Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's making you worse. If he doesn't play well, don't play him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, you can keep him around for nothing. You can get another cornerback to go with him. The worst, I don't think he's that bad. He's clearly not that bad. No. I mean, there's a reason he was voted to the Pro Bowl. There's a reason he has interceptions. There's a reason he still plays the number one position. But Patricia knows he's not bad, or elsewise he would just put him on IR. Yeah. He could just throw him on IR and use that as another excuse. It's like, okay, if you have to pay him again, now I can see why you'd want to get rid of him. He's older and stuff like that. But you don't have to pay him. Keep him at least one more year. At least just let him finish the contract. You know what I mean? Then you could probably trade him after this year. Let him finish the contract. Okay, now we're moving on. He's just too old. We're going to move on from him. That's what I would do. I would just at least hold on to him for another year. And that's the thing. Like you say, making him worse. And I don't know if he's making him worse. Okay, and even say he's making you worse. Play him as your fourth corner.
I don't think he's making it worse.
I don't think he's making it worse.
He can't be worse or dead last.
Because here's the thing. If he was that bad, the coaches aren't that dumb to the point where they don't realize, okay, which corner is better than the others. If Slay was that terrible, he wouldn't put Slay on the best wide receiver. He understands that Slay's the best wide cornerback, and he's the best chance that you're going to cover your best wide receiver. He knows he has the best shot to slow down Devontae Adams with Slay. That's why he throws him out there on him. He knows he may not stop it, but he has the best shot to do it. Get a decent backup. That's what you were talking about. Go off on that. Get the backup quarterback. Go.
Well, it's what we were talking about. It keeps going back to, right, you know that your best part of your team is your offense, right? If you built that, you have Stafford, you got all the skill positions. But as soon as Stafford goes down, you are hosed, right? And you saw that this year. Even with Galladay, he was making Blau look good, right? You have all that talent, but you're not doing anything to do the offense. You're not taking care of the line, and you definitely don't have a serviceable backup. Blau he tries. He doesn't have the arm strength, right? You just saw that today.
Yep.
He threw a pick because he just couldn't throw it far enough. Right? I mean, at some point, the GM, that is his flipping job, right?
Right.
You are supposed to be so far back from the team that you're just looking at it from a high level saying, where are our gaps and what are we doing about it? Right? I don't care if this guy is your friend or he's a defensive guru, he needs more people. He's got the same amount of players, same amount of access that every other team has. Your best thing is your offense. And the reason you're spending so much time on defense and worrying about it is because that's what you're hanging your hat on. And you guys don't know how to do this, right? Quinn should not be worrying about that. He should look at the takeaway from this year is I don't have a viable backup. I can't protect my quarterback, and I can't run the ball. That's been the things we've had for the last 10 years, regardless who the coaching was, right? And no one has yet to address that, right?
Honestly, if you think about it, if Bob Quinn, he could almost save his job by doing this. If Bob Quinn looks at this like you're saying, and he says, let's fix the O-line, let's keep working on the line, get a backup quarterback, let's focus on those draft picks and stuff. And then he says, okay, Matt Patricia, you're the genius.
Figure it out.
You can have whatever's left. You can have the rest of the picks of the draft that we don't take on O-linemen. You can spend your money in free agency. But if you go on a season and our defense is still bad,
You're done.
then it's you and it's not me because I'm like, hey, you said you were the genius here.
Yeah.
I gave you enough. You can't tell me defensively if this team – I understand injuries are bad this year, so I'm looking to next year. If you're healthy enough, you bring in a couple more pieces. You can't tell me that defense can't be at least serviceable because if that thing is ranked – if we were ranked midway, like halfway in the league, if we were ranked around 16, if we were ranked around 20 this year, we would have been easily a playoff team.
I don't know. Not without Stafford.
With Stafford. No, by the time – because I'm looking back on Stafford, we were 3-4-1. That's not a playoff team. A playoff team is 5-3, 6-2 at the break.
Yeah.
We weren't there. And yet we had a top 5 offense.
But technically, we would have got that win. You'd have been 4-4 at the break.
Which win? The Packers won?
No, the very first game. That would have been a win.
But it wasn't a win because
I'm just saying, worst case, if you look at it that way, if you take it both ways, right? Like you said, they're not halfway. That's not good. But I'm telling you, were halfway? If you take that and make that jump,
4-4. But that's not a playoff.
But okay, take the 4-4 and stop right there,
Okay.
and then go. You got what? 8 games left.
Yep.
What were they there? 0-8.
0-8. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So if you just look at that easy chart. The only reason you went 0-8 is nothing else has changed from the first half to the second half. You couldn't even go. You should have finished 8-8. If you'd done nothing different, you would have finished 8-8.
Right.
Right. That's if Stafford stands up, you go 8-8.
That's not a playoff team.
But I'm just bear with me here a second. Right. I'm saying is with Stafford being upright with the worst defense in the league, you're 8-8.
Exactly.
So the only thing you control is Stafford upright.
Right.
So you draft and you build from that center out because he needs to stay upright because I can be 8-8 if he freaking doesn't fall down every game.
That's true. I see you. That's what I'm saying though. If this
I don't care about your defense.
I'm saying, but no, because it doesn't matter because this is Patricia's job. This is why you brought him in.
That's why
they brought him in because they know that what this offense is capable of with Stafford, and especially once they found Bevel, they know what they can do. They know they can win games. So they brought in Patricia to say, okay, if you can just make us okay, we'll win. We can get a playoff team.
So why are we keeping him?
So now
why do you need
I'm
3
saying
years
I know,
to
but
be okay?
I already know he's saying. So I'm not even talking about getting rid of him at this point. But for next year, it's like okay, then Bob Quinn can throw it on Patricia at that point. You're going to be more healthy. We'll add a couple pieces. If you can't get to 20th, because if you were 20th this year, you were a playoff team. Assuming Stafford's healthy, you're 6-2 at the break, something like that.
Well,
because defense let you down against the Cardinals. Defense let you down against the Chiefs. But you would have won both of those games.
You don't even
defense
know.
let you down against the Packers, even though we got.
But you don't know 8-8 doesn't get you playoffs because you got to figure what if those 4 wins were against divisional teams? What if you beat the Packers?
I know you could, but I wouldn't assume.
But I'm just saying that's what the worst defense in the NFL.
Right. That's what I'm saying. All you have to do is be okay. If you're 20th, you're making the playoffs. Easy.
Right. But the easy is you're 8-8,
Mhm.
regardless of what your
I
defense does.
know. That's what I'm saying. Focus on the offense.
Yeah.
But then I'm saying whatever's left you can have, Patricia. But then it's on Patricia's job because now next year we're going to find out. Can you get us? Because we know what we got. So if we end up next season we're not a playoff team, then we know that it's your fault. It's not the offense.
We know it's your fault now.
Okay, hold up. Now I gotta catch up with some of these comments. We missed a lot.
Now.
Okay, bring Joe Dumars in for Quinn. Okay.
Can he block?
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
We'll keep him. Come on, Jay. Love your spirit. Okay. Lions are 9-7 next year. Best case scenario. Ooh. I don't know why we would get rid of Flowers. I would not get rid of Flowers. That doesn't make no sense. Plus, we already paid him.
Yeah.
Ignores people. Okay. Supposed to be a playoff contender. It must have been 8 games. They lose 9, they're fired. Right. And for me, playoff contender, I don't know what they're saying playoff contender, but to me, playoff contender should not mean in the hunt because that would say the Browns are a playoff contender. Browns are not a playoff contender.
They were in the hunt. Yeah, they were in the hunt till last week.
A playoff contender, in my eyes, is you're a playoff team. A playoff contender means because contender means you're contending, right? So you're contending in the playoffs. I'm saying you're in the playoffs and you're contending for something. Not you're contending to get into the playoffs. Every team's contending to get into playoffs. We were a playoff contender at one point.
Yeah, week 4.
Me, a playoff contender is you're in the playoffs. You're like the Vikings situation.
Yeah.
We're contending. We might go win something. We might go win a playoff game. Because otherwise, like, what the heck is the point, dude? We knew we could be in the hunt. You could throw Stafford out there with any coach. Daryl Bevel would be the head coach. You can get him in the hunt.
That's what I'm
saying. That ain't winning the playoff game.
Yeah.
That ain't getting in the playoffs.
But I agree with you. I think that's why you save your job as Quinn. You've got to go offensive line.
Okay, Lions are trying to be the Patriots by taking old players. Pretty much. We won in the draft. There you go.
We won in the draft.
So happy we lost. Skins win today. Okay, Skins. Hey, I don't know about that. Do you think Chase is going to declare or say it? I think he'll declare. I know, but they're asking a question. I'm not going to say I don't care. So I'm going to ask you a question that you say I don't care. You walk away. I'm going to answer a question. I think he will declare because a lot of people are talking about this.
Money.
There's no way you say Ohio State when you're guaranteed top 3. Yeah. Probably the top 3.
Too much money to stay.
That don't make no sense. Okay, who would you personally take at draft number 3? So if you're talking specifics, I won't have a problem going either side of the ball, honestly.
Just tell them who you want. You know who you want.
No, because I'm trying to think. Because if you're at 3, because now that we lost, it changes everything. If we would have won and we're sitting at 5, Isaiah Simmons is going to be there because you lost on Chase. You lost on everybody else. But if you're at 3, it changes everything. You could trade back at 3. You add more picks, fill out more than needs. You're going to sit at 3. And unless he's there, you trade back. Add more picks. Go get Isaiah Simmons later. Go get a lineman. I don't matter because then you got another pick later on. Then you can focus on the other side. That's what I would do.
It depends on if you look at it on what your need is. Is there a player from what you've seen in these last 16 weeks? Is there a player that you can take with a 3rd pick that's going to make a difference on your football team? That's going to get you 4 more, 5 more wins, and the answer is none.
Here's my thing. I'd be down for Chase Young. I think he's good. I don't think he's overrated. I think him getting pressure. I think Chase Young's one of the dudes that would be perfect for what Patricia's doing, which is not bringing anybody. If you bring 4 or 5, you don't need Chase Young. You can go get someone else. But since he's bringing 3, you need to get the best rushers available. You need to have the highest paid players because you're going against 5. You're outnumbered every time you go. So you need a guy like Young that is consistently taking on 2 and he's used to it. That way, Trey Flowers, who consistently takes on 2, that makes it 1-on-1 at the tackle position or 1-on-1 somewhere else. Because otherwise, you're not going to be able to win that battle ever. You're only bringing 3. You're never going to win that battle unless you have the best players. So that's the only. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the only reason I would take him. Now, if he was playing a 4-3 or he brought more every time, I'd be like, that's fine. Pass on him. We don't need him. We have enough talent. Enough. You can blitz out of it. You can do whatever. We're only bringing 3. You have to have the best to get any pressure. Were you saying something?
No, I
okay. You're like, okay. Draft John O'Corn. Oh God, John O'Corn. Where's John O'Corn at? Is he in the NFL? No. We need. Okay. Yes, trade back. Okay, I already read that one. No trade back. Let's get a stud. I think there's a lot of options. Trade back with a team who's desperate to acquire more picks. Okay. Young suffered a sophomore pick last night. Oh gosh. Okay, John. I was not expecting. I'm glad I didn't read that out loud. Okay. I haven't looked at linebackers. Does anybody know? There's talent. Linebacker talent is in the 2nd round. It's looking like Murray there's a lot of guys from Oklahoma, Alabama. They're putting out linebacker. Ohio State. Talent for linebackers 2nd round. So we can. That's what I'm saying. Trade back makes sense there. Or in Simmons. Yeah, Simmons. He does it all though. So I don't even look at Simmons like a linebacker. Other than Simmons, it's pretty much second round if you want like an actual linebacker. Now, if you want a guy like Simmons who does it all, then that's first round. Red zone. I would take anyone who's trade bait. I mean, Tua's going to be trade bait. I've made a video on that. Chase Young could potentially be trade bait if you do it before the draft starts, because people will be like, "Oh, he might actually go at 3." You can convince them. Now, once the draft starts and he goes at 2, then you can't convince anybody. But I think Tua sitting there is perfect for us because he's teams in that want a quarterback. The offense want a quarterback. They ain't gonna run with Fitzpatrick again. They might want Tua because he's gonna be healthy. He's gonna be fine. I like Curtis Weaver from Boise State. I think that's a nice edge rusher, BK. And it's second round probably. Moses be good for us. Yeah, there's a lot of linebackers second tailor. So I guess we'll get back to the game and then we'll end this. Last thoughts of the season. Okay, excitement level for next season. Out of 10.
I guess
out of 10. Just give me a number.
I would say a 5.
You're 5 excited?
Because I'm hoping that Stafford's healthy next year.
Do you think your confidence level in Patricia next season? 0 out of 10.
0.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't give him a 1. Give him a 1. He said 1. Give him a 1. You got to have some kind of confidence.
I don't think it's a Patricia. I mean, I don't think it's a defensive problem. Our defense is horrible. There's no way it could get worse.
So how's it not a problem?
It's not gonna get any worse. The problem
it's not gonna get any worse.
The problem is just what we saw this year, dude.
I know if Stafford goes down,
you're done.
But still,
you're done.
But still, you have to have somewhat of a defense.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. You can't win with.
We would have won 8 games.
And what does 8 games get you? Tell me where 8 games get you.
It gets you better. I'd rather go end the season 8-8 than
it gets
3 games.
It gets you right where Caldwell had you.
That's not my fault. I didn't fire Caldwell.
I'm just saying though. Like, okay,
because you're not doing anything different.
But I'm just saying you have to have this defense. We can't just have we can't be the same defense this year.
But you got to remember, your offense puts pressure, helps your defense. If you're up by 3 touchdowns, it makes it easier for your defense, right? When your offense can't do squat, they're going to beat up on your defense, right? Because they know you're not going to score.
But Mr. Frank Dank, I mean, yeah, Chiefs are a good example. I would say the one thing though with the Chiefs, their defense is better than ours still. That's how bad we are. Stafford texted me yesterday, told me he wants to play for Miami. Oh, okay.
Stafford leaves. I'm gonna have to boycott the team for a year. Probably.
If they traded him, I would probably not watch.
That would not surprise me.
Patriots really lost, but it was expected. What the heck, Patriots? That was expected? I don't know if that was expected, but
now I don't know about the draft situation and all that stuff. Can you get good linemen later on the offensive line? Then you go out and get your pass rusher, but the rest has got to be some offensive line. I don't know how you don't. I mean,
I think here's what I would do offensive line wise. I think you can go defense first round if you want. Acting as if you didn't trade back. You can go get a great defense player first round.
Yeah.
Second round, if you're gonna get an offense player, you got to go top 3 rounds. You got to find a guard. Yeah. Because you got to assume
we don't have a guard, right?
Unless we do right now, but Graham Glasgow most likely won't be here. So unless you go get like a guy like Sheriff before. Now, if you get a guard in free agency before the draft starts, then you go get a tackle. Mm-hmm. If you don't get a guard, you get a guard, and then you get a tackle in free agency or something. You have to get both in, but you have to get one of the. You have to get one of the 2 are going to be necessary because if you get a guard, you're going to have to find someone to replace Wagner at some point because clearly or Decker. Yeah, Decker has to go. We got to replace one of them. Trade Decker, get a tackle. Trade Decker, get a pick, draft a tackle. I don't care. Something. We have not.
Shit, it was fiasco. Whatever. I think it was supposed to be back to the quarterback.
Everybody's play's been disappointing, honestly. I would say that. I think Slay has been disappointing this year.
Galladay was the only bright spot the whole year.
I mean, I went through the 5 positives from this year. I don't know if you saw that video.
No, I haven't seen that one.
But, I mean, defensively, there's not many of them.
No.
The only like, major positives you look at is like the really young guys because you would expect they'd get better. But, like, guys that have been here for a while, there was really no one that was like, oh, that guy played well this year.
No, I think
Flowers played a heck of a year. I think Flowers was really good. I think he was completely worth the money we paid him. I know a lot of people like to hate on him. I think he was worth the money. You paid $90 million though, and he got 7 sacks, which he consistently did at Patriots, which you expected. He was double teamed. He had no defensive line help. Mm-hmm. He played all year. He never dropped down to IR. Yeah. He got injured for a game here and there, but never just went off on IR and gave up on the season. He got paid. A lot of times when people get paid, they just stop playing. They're like, all right, I'm good anyways. I don't need to do nothing. He got sat on IR for 8 weeks once he got hurt one time. He kept playing though.
I do like your idea, though. I think you go get a veteran quarterback off another team.
Yeah, I'd go get a better.
Eli Manning, he gets cut.
Eli Manning,
but he
Case
said he
Keenum.
doesn't want to. He
I
wants
know.
to start.
I'm down for Case. I want Case Keenum.
Yeah, I go get somebody.
Anybody. There's so many backup veterans that are gonna be sitting there. I'd take one of them. I wouldn't. I don't know. Young's cool as a third string, not as a backup, because you need to throw somebody there to win games. If Stafford went down for a game, I don't want David Blah out there. I don't want a rookie.
He tries.
I'm not throwing Shea out there. I want a guy that's just at least can get you through. He was smart enough not to make the dumb mistakes. Because the rookie will lose you a game. They make some cool plays, but they'll lose you the game too.
Maybe Mayfield might be available actually.
Oh, I don't know if you want that. Yeah. Talking about something else again. Do you think Bo Scarborough can take the majority of the carries? I mean, yeah, he hasn't got hurt yet.
He got some offensive line.
Hasn't got hurt yet. It's about line, yeah. I mean, if he's not hurt, he's fine, and he hasn't shown he's gonna be hurt. I'd still like to have a mix though. I don't think he's crazy explosive like some of the other guys have potential to be. I feel like Kerryon is more of a guy that you give it to him, you can break a play. Bo, it's like any big play with Bo. If you block well, he can find the hole, he can get there.
Yeah.
But I feel like other guys can make people miss in the backfield. He's solid. He's solid. I think Patricia ruined the team. If Caldwell coached the last 2 years, do you think we would have record be better?
No.
I don't know.
I didn't
fall in love with Caldwell either. I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon and say bring back Caldwell because at the same time, I was okay with moving on with Caldwell too because it wasn't good enough. Because just like you said, 9-7, 7-9. That was the same record that we could put up with Staff here. He came in. Our defense was really, really good. And I don't know if that was because Schwartz had it set up and he just had no idea what he was doing. Mm-hmm. That could be the case. Schwartz is a defensive coordinator now. He might have knew who to brought in. He might have knew what he needed. And we moved on from him too early.
Yeah. I think if you had Caldwell this year, you would have had the same result, right? Because you just don't have – when Stafford goes down, your season's over.
You think we'll draft Lynn Bowden? I don't even know who that is, no lie. Money looks really good.
I mean, you knew it was over when Stafford went out. We knew the season was done, right? It was like, okay, we joked about it.
After that, yeah.
And we knew it was done. And like I said, that's any good organization, you got to be ready for that. Even the Patriots planned for that. Mm-hmm. Even when Brady would go down,
they had Garoppolo.
They always had somebody back there, right?
Garoppolo.
They planned.
They had Garoppolo. They had Brian Hoyer back there at times. They always had someone.
You have to look.
You knew the dude could play that was sitting behind you.
Yeah, you have to look at the risk of your team. My biggest risk: I lose Stafford. I'm garbage. Okay, what are you doing about
it? Especially if you're trying to follow the Patriot way.
Yeah, what are you doing about it?
That's the biggest thing.
Oh, nothing.
Look at Patriot. Everybody talk about Brady and Belichick, Stafford and Patricia.
Yeah, I mean. You got to look at your biggest risk and how you're protecting those, and they don't. They don't do that.
Sorry, I forgot what I was talking about.
I don't know.
Dang it.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Okay, well, we're about to end this thing probably.
Yeah.
If you guys have any last questions, you could throw them in there. I guess that's it. I'll have
see you next year. I'm just kidding. You'll see him before that.
I'll see you probably today or tomorrow. Let's go Washington. Yeah, I guess root for Washington. They're about to score. They might win this game. Maybe we'll get the 2 spot. Especially if you trade back from the 2 spot, it's going to open a lot of things up. I don't know.
I may have to help.
The thing with the 2 spot that I am interested with is that if it's more past the first round.
Oh, that's a flag.
I think everybody's looking at the first round like, Chase.
How did not throw a flag?
Well, how about the second round is the second pick? That's practically a first round pick again. Yeah. You're going to get first round talent there because a lot of people do fall because you'll get surprise picks in the first round like you did this year, people that you didn't even think would go first. So then you could steal someone else. That'll be bigger. That'll be even bigger.
I can't believe they throw a flag there.
Trade Slay for picks and draft a corner. It depends what you get in return for me. It has to be pretty nice in return. I mean, I'm down with doing it maybe after this year, but for their sake, they can't do it. I don't think they can do it.
I need to move on
because if you trade Slay for picks, think about this for a second. You know your defense is terrible. Everybody recognizes that even though Slay didn't have a good year, people recognize that Slay is still one of your best players defensively, maybe even your best player defensively. You're telling me you're going to go in the season, offseason, you're going to trade away Slay, grab picks, draft cornerbacks, then come out of the season, if your defense is bad and you say because we're young, he's going to get fired. He's going to be gone during the season because that was the same exact excuse this year. We have young safeties. Well, you can't trade away Slay and get young cornerbacks and then use that excuse because this is it, but you got to win now. So he's not. I don't think there's any way he was on the Slay unless you get something big in return. Maybe you get a third and a player or something, or you go get a Chris Harris, someone that's at least somewhat proven. But they need guys that can play right now for their jobs. They don't need the, future picks. Like it's cool to have those, but you at least got to win a little bit to save your job first. That way you can keep building those. Slade did make the Pro Bowl. It's a fan vote. Pro Bowl's whack. Galladay definitely deserved it. Chase Young might stay at Ohio State. He might. I don't think he will, but I mean, who knows? So I think we're gonna end there.
Better luck next year. Can only hope.
Yeah, good season. I'm excited.
It was fun. I mean, it was fun doing your live stuff, but
Yeah, we were very competitive. So, for you this third pick, who do you see this Lions getting? I'll do that. I'll talk about that in more videos. I have a lot of those videos. You probably can find a lot of my stuff with third pick stuff. And we'll definitely do another mock draft coming up soon. So I'm gonna end it here. The Pro Bowl is just properly. That's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. All right.
thanks everybody. Can you do your pride?
Oh, what happened here? Did they punt?
They
They're not
fourth
scoring.
down. They went 4 on 4th. They hit it.
Thank you for
Because they're
watching.
3 and 12.
And I'm out.
So we should
Check
have
out my other